All right, let's go ahead and bring in Russell Scott here. Before we do that, what did you think of the stoppage? McGregor said it was an early stoppage. My dad even said that he would like to see him go on a little bit more. The ref, I mean, technically, the ref could have gave him a standing 8 count because the ropes were keeping him up at that point. But honestly, I think McGregor was done at that point. I don't think there was any reason for him to take extra punishment. I don't need to see him knocked out to know that he lost the fight. You know? So that was my thoughts on it. What were your thoughts? Either early stoppage or no? Beat.
Oh, you're talking to me? I thought you were talking to Russell Scott. I apologize.
No, I'm going to bring him on in a second, though.
Oh. No, I didn't think it was an early stoppage. I apologize, Eric. I thought you were talking to Russell.
No, you're fine.
No, I did not think that was an early stoppage. He was hurt. He was very hurt. And I'll tell you something else. This is another thing that I noticed, too. When Robert Byrd was pulling Floyd away, Floyd was like this. And he came down like put all his force down, got all his leverage on this overhand right. And it looked like a killer punch. And if Robert Byrd didn't pull him away, if that last punch landed,
that could have
been dangerous. That could have been serious. I have to be honest. So absolutely not. This was a spot on stoppage, in my opinion. I don't like to see guys. I don't like to see guys, stretched out on the canvas, unconscious with one leg shaking. I don't need to see that.
Right.
I don't.
Exactly. 604. I believe this is Russell. Russell, is this you?
This is me. Thank you so much, Eric.
Hello, Russell.
Oh, hey, Robbie. How are you?
I'm all right.
Robbie's a little tight. He got jet lag. He was actually at the fight last night. He was actually at the Mayweather McGregor fight in person. So he's got a little jet lag today.
He's in the locker room with a TMT shirt on. Yeah.
I thought it was a bit of an early stoppage.
Only in your dreams, Joe. Anyway, go ahead, Russell. Sorry.
No, I thought it was a bit of an early stoppage. Just to your point there, Eric, he could have given him the standing 8 count.
Sure. I mean, he would have been fine. Yeah.
Then gone from there. People spent a lot of friggin' money to go there, and everybody around the world was watching.
Yeah.
Just for entertainment purposes alone. Just give him the standing 8 count and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, man, my dad was watching the fight. He said, and he texted me today. He was like, I would have liked to seen him either get finished or go see if he could go anymore. And that's when I said, he probably could have got the standing 8 count. I was okay with it. I'm always okay with that. I always err on the side of caution. But I can see both points of it for sure.
I was nervous. Like Beeb, I bet the TKO. And you remember that scene in Rocky when Juergens looks up with that look of concern as Rocky's doing a lot better against Apollo?
Yeah.
Remember Juergens? He was the promoter for Apollo.
Yeah, he was the ring guy. Exactly.
Yeah, that was me last night looking up at that fight on the monitor. Oh my God.
I was shitting a brick. I was shitting a brick.
Could you believe what you were watching? I mean, Russell, when you saw those first 4 rounds, because you had it 4-0. You had it 4-0. I had it 3-1 at that point, but you had it 4-0.
I was caught up in the moment. I had money on it. Maybe that influenced me to think that way. I haven't seen the fight. Haven't seen the replay. But I thought McGregor was beating him. He was so big. I couldn't believe how much bigger he was than Mayweather.
I was shocked. Yeah, I was shocked at what the size difference was. And I think that gave Floyd trouble too.
Yeah. I mean, I never seen Floyd fight like that ever. I don't know who that was. Staying in the pocket, flat-footed. What's going on? What happened? Has he lost it seriously, or or did he carry this guy?
No, I think he got old. Because the carry, and I heard a lot of arguments like, Floyd carried him so you can make the money on the pay-per-view. He didn't want to feel cheated. Listen, man, you don't lose rounds when you're carrying somebody. That's not the way it goes. You don't purposely lose rounds. Nobody purposely loses.
Yeah, but when has Floyd ever thrown a lead right and someone slipped it and countered him with an uppercut? You can't choreograph that. You can't.
In the 8th or 9th round, Reese Mack in the chat is saying it was the 9th round. I thought it was the 8th, but when he hit him with that body shot, I thought Floyd was going to go. I didn't know I didn't think he was going to get knocked out, but he looked really, really hurt. He looked seriously hurt. And there was a couple of times in there where he got hit with that uppercut, snapped his head back, that he looked like, whoa, man. I mean, this kid's in here to fight. He doesn't, this isn't an exhibition, man. They're here to fight.
Yeah. You know, the fight in some weird way reminded me of Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah.
Unprepared, over the hill, but it made for that entertaining fight. Like Beeb is saying, that point where your skills just diminish enough that it becomes competitive.
That's a
and
great, yeah, that's a great parallel.
All the stars aligned last night.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great parallel. You're right. I mean, it you know, the thing about it, that is a lot like the Klitschko Lewis fight, because Lewis is clearly on his way out, you know, and you got this guy, and yeah, that's a great parallel.
Well, he was training for Kirk Johnson, right?
That's right. He sure was.
So he wasn't actually preparing for Vitaly Klitschko. But point being, he wasn't prepared, and neither was Mayweather. And even Mayweather Sr. was saying as such in interviews, he's prepared enough. That looked about right.
Yeah,
but
and
you know, ultimately, like I think we all had talked last week, it came down to stamina.
That's the only thing you can really control in a fight, man. You've heard it said over and over. That really is the only thing you can control in a fight is your stamina. At the end of the day, I mean, you know, you're in there, two top professional fighters, not necessarily in this fight, boxers anyway, but when you got like Canelo and Triple G next week, two top caliber, not next week, but in September, you know, two top-notch boxers, they employ the same skill sets. You know, I mean, they really do. You're not, you know, at the time of, you know, one being better than the other, it's just kind of nitpicky. The only thing they can really control is their stamina. And if one outlasts the other, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I think boxing redeemed itself, though, last night. I watched it with my girlfriend. She's never watched a fight before in her life. She thoroughly enjoyed it. UFC won last night. Boxing won. Everybody was talking about it. You know, it was actually an incredible night for boxing. And in some way, Mayweather redeems himself, not going out against Berto, going out in some entertaining fashion, regardless if it was intentional or not.
Right. That's a good point too, because I mean, and everybody, when the fight was announced, the McGregor Mayweather fight was announced, while there was a lot of people excited about it, I was just like, are you serious? This fight is serious. I mean, you were kind of excited because it's two different worlds coming together, but at the same time, it's like, dude, he's going to break 50 on this. And it's like, you know, but as the hype train started rolling, as you see press conferences, and it really got to be a lot of fun. And I'm, you know, as one of the naysayers of this promotion when it first announced, I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed the build up to it, the fight itself. I'm just glad we didn't see another Mayweather Pacquiao or Trinidad De La Hoya, where you were promised this giant, you know, fight with fireworks and everything, and De La Hoya just gets on his bicycle for 12 rounds, you know, or Mayweather does the same.
Do you guys consider this a legitimate win for Mayweather? Do you put this on the 50-0?
No.
Does this count?
No, I don't think so.
I count it because it's sanctioned, but I still see it for what it is, you know.
Yeah, I don't think you can, you know, I think if he's got it, you know, he's got to have it.
I mean, it was for the money belt. That's a prestigious title. Come on.
Absolutely. You can buy it on eBay pretty soon here too. So
that belt was beautiful.
Is Robbie here?
Beautiful. Yes, Robert.
Yeah, I'm here, Russell.
He's got jet lag.
Jet lag.
No, I did not. I'm going to watch the replay on Showtime. I did not pay for this.
He was front row.
Are you kicking yourself today hearing all these great reviews?
I know Beeb has known me a little bit longer than Eric has. I'm a man that sticks to my word, and when I make a decision, I stick to it.
I know for a fact you didn't buy the fight.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm looking forward to seeing the replay next week, but I don't regret not paying for it. No.
Can I ask you a question, Robbie?
Watching Cotto?
Yeah, I watched
that dynamite
Cotto.
fight. Yeah, that dynamite fight.
That was a barn burner, huh?
No. Well, I even said last week, Beeb, that it was not going to be, and when we talk about it, I'll let everybody know.
Terrible fight,
you know.
son.
But then all the other people who were trashing this fight, all they could say about Conor, go, "Oh, what a chin." What's that mean? It means he got hit a lot.
Right. Yeah, you're watching one guy get uppercutted all night.
Watching one guy get hit a lot. Okay.
Beeb, for those that say that, they don't know what they were watching. Okay.
What do you guys think about the ref? you know, in
Bird?
the pre-fight amble, when he was talking to Robert Bird, he was talking to the two fighters, and he's not even looking at Mayweather. He's just staring at Conor. Now, I know he knows that Mayweather's been there many times before, but there seemed to be an impartiality there. Now, he didn't – I thought he should have taken a point or given more warnings for the rabbit punching. But I don't know. How do you feel about the reffing?
I thought he did – overall, I thought he did pretty good. I thought
it was a tough
because
fight.
he could have took a point away from Conor in about the third round for rabbit, you know, for the punching behind the head or the hammer fist. Conor was trying to hit him with the hammer fist and stuff like that. He was hitting him with hammer fists. And he could have taken a point away, and to his credit, he didn't. And he let it play out. What I didn't like is that Mayweather turned a couple of times, and he wasn't really. I mean, well, he did warn him a couple of times for it. Yeah, I think overall he did good. I think, you know, it's a tough thing, but I did notice that, and Conor alluded to it in the post fight, one of his post fight interviews, that when Bird was talking, he was talking directly to him. You know, but I think, you know, while that may not have been the most professional thing to do, I think he wanted to make sure that he understood, because this is his first time in the ring, you know, on a big event, on a big stage. So,
Yeah.
Beeb, did you say that you had a question?
I was going to ask Robbie a question. Yeah, I want to ask Robbie a question.
Go
real
ahead.
quick. So if you end up watching this fight on Showtime, and you know you DVR it, and you watch it a few times, because I know you will, and you actually like it, will you come out and say, well, this was a better fight than I thought it would be? Would you do that or no?
Beeb, I'm not a hater. Of course I will. You've known me, like I said, you've known me longer than Eric has, and you know, when I give an opinion, it's an honest one, and when I make a decision, it's something I stick to. I will definitely come out and give my opinion once I watch it.
Okay. Because I'm just curious to see what you say
Hey,
about
thanks
the
so
fight.
much for the call, guys. I want to hear the next guy.
all right,
All
man.
right,
Thank
see
you,
you,
sir.
Russell, and thanks.
All right, Russell, take care, man.
Okay, take care, guys.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I think you'll like the fight, Robert. I mean, I know you didn't watch it. We give you a lot of static and everything like that for watching the fight and saying you were going to buy it. And you weren't. We know you didn't watch the fight. We know you weren't there in person. We know you don't have jet lag today.
Nope. That's right.
But yeah, I think you will like it. Once you see it, I think you'll enjoy the fight. Put it that way.